real and they are legit. So let's start off at the top with some simple stuff. So if you have a website that has forms that you want customers to fill out or prospective customers, you could use something like WP Forms, that's for WordPress forms, or Contact Form 7. Now, Contact Form 7, many of you will probably recognize because it's the form that comes as a default with WordPress itself. So you'll always get Contact Form 7 installed when you have WordPress installed. And it's a very simple form to use. If you need something better, WP Forms is rated as one of the highest form plugins that you could use. And you could use it for a variety of things.
Hey, and are all the ones like the other day, almost all of them free?
Yeah, so almost all of these are free, but it's a mix because when you get into the boutique area or the bougie area of plugins, there's a vast array of plugins that are very expensive, relatively inexpensive, and what we would consider dirt cheap, as in free. Now, some of these plugins do contain tiered payment plans. Like some of them will give you a plugin for free, but it's limited in what it can do. And then if you really want the full scope of the thing, you'd have to pay for it. So it's a range. It's a whole big mix.
Okay, doke.
So the Forms one is, again, WP Forms and Contact Form 7. And if you do a Google search on any of these form plugins, you'll find a whole bunch of others that you could potentially try. Now, I did mention this next category in our last episode at 625, and that's Google Analytics. And in this particular case, it's just the analytics category. There is a plugin called Monster Insights, which we use here at both Screw the Commute and across Tom's vast virtual real estate empire. And Monster Insights is a plugin that connects with Google Analytics to give you all sorts of great statistics. How many visitors came, what they were looking at, how long they stayed, and so on and so on and so on. So it gives you a real feel for the type of customers and what the customers are actually doing and whether or not you need to make some tweaks on your website to keep them on longer. Because what you're trying to do and what all of us are trying to do is get those eyeballs locked on your website so that they stay as long as possible. And an analytics tool like Monster Insights will give you the information you need to know that. Okay, next category, membership sites. If you are thinking about a membership site, there are two plugins that you need to look at. One of them is what we use. So the first one is called MemberPress. That's one of the highest rated plugins. And one right after that, they're pretty much neck and neck at this point, is called Wishlist Member. Now, that's the plugin that Tom uses on his membership sites and what I use whenever I'm developing a membership site. It really, I have to say that now, I'm not going to say this from a technical standpoint, just from a user standpoint. Wishlist Member is almost drop dead easy to install and start using. It got a lot of features. It's really simple to use once you take a look and see what all the options are. And to be honest, it just works. It just works.
And this is a paid one, but it's still not real expensive to do.
No, it is a paid one, but it is definitely, given what you get for this plugin, even if you compared it only to, let's say, a few years ago on trying to create a membership site, it's an unbelievable bargain. It really, really is.
Yeah,
not that expensive.
My MemberGate sites that run my mentor program, which has been running for many, many years, cost $4,000. And then like hundreds of dollars a year for special hosting and all kinds of stuff. So now we use Wishlist Member for pennies.
And it literally does just about everything that MemberGate can do, and then some, for a lot less money. So it's definitely worth looking into if you're seriously considering a membership site. Okay, next category, push notifications. All right, I know all of you that are listening to this have heard this in one way, shape, or form. If you have any type of smartphone, you're going to be getting notifications from your different apps about weather, about news, email that you get, and all this other stuff. And that's great on the phone. But this type of push notification is for websites. So it could be on your mobile device. It could also be on your desktop and laptop. There's one called Push Engage, which is one of the higher rated push notification plugins that allow you to send messages to those that sign up on your website. Now, what's the advantage of this? The advantage of this is that they don't have to go looking for information. So the customer does not have to constantly come to you to get the information they need. What they can do is set up send you their information.